I remember when I was a little boy, I used to like to put coins in my little bank. And then I'd take them out and put them in again, take them out, put them in again. I like banks. I used to like to play with trains, too. Well, let's make believe that there's plenty of money in King Friday's bank, and he's thinking of using it to buy something.
Okay, so quick story time here. I'm diving into the fuel pump setup first. And I cut the whole hat apart, and I've already drilled this. I'll have to show you pictures of, this was stacked on top of here, obviously. And then there was all sorts of webbing in here, which I drilled down. And I also drilled down into this to clear it out. So this is bigger than it was, and it's only 1/4 of an inch. It's 1/4 inch internal diameter. No matter how big that is, this is 1/4 inch, and I think that's actually after I put a 1/4 inch drill bit through it. So the issue with that is this is only 1/2 inch outside diameter. This is 1/4 inch inside diameter. And you have to, this car has a jet pump in the tank. So the other saddle plugs into this, and the returning fuel siphons from the other tank. So I got this guy to build my own siphon system, and it has 3/8 barbs for the return. So this is so small that you can barely blow that out to 3/8 of an inch, and I think it's also going to have trouble returning, which is why it already did. I thought I could maybe screw this guy in, and then I found this guy, but literally if you mic this is that 0.47 inches. So it leaves like 0.003 strength on that plastic barb, and I was like, you know what, I just kind of got to give up on it and replace the return connection. But what's funny is I have this guy. So what I want to do is bulkhead it on. I'll replace it so I can still clip the stock piece on, and then I'll thread this into the bottom. This will go into the bottom. See, this will be like this. So the tank hat will be here, and then this will be a hose, a nice short piece, and then that will connect to the siphon side of the tank, and then this will just go into the tank and return. I have a 8 AN bulkhead on the way, and I'll probably cut this connector flush and bring the 8 out, and all of the wiring is going to go in here. I am going to retain the stock sending unit, so I have to attach this sending unit to this then. So that's where I'm at, messing with all this stuff, trying to create a cheaper solution than buying a $800 some hat, and hopefully it ends up being cheaper than all that, because I should have just bought the fuel pump solution then. But technically no one has a brushless solution, so that's where I'm at. I thought you guys would enjoy the amount of messing around, and then actually how much horsepower this is making on. It was less than 1/4 inch. That was, you can see that it's drilled bigger, but it's essentially 1/4 inch feed. Unbelievable.
The school at someplace else. Neighborhood of make-believe.
10. 20, Charlie. 30.
Do you think that's enough, handyman?
Oh, yes, King Friday. You have saved a lot of money.
Well, I suggest you put 10 back in the bank for safekeeping then.
Very good, sir. Very good.
Just our drawbridge bank. You know, I've always wanted to give a nice present to the school. Harriet Elizabeth Cow does such a fine job as our neighborhood teacher.
I'll say.
Speedy delivery.
Oh, look, here comes Mr. McFeely.
I wonder what that big delivery is.
King Friday and Handyman Negri.
Hello, Mr. McFeely.
Hey, Mr. McFeely.
A very large delivery from Southwood.
For me.
Oh, no, King Friday. As a matter of fact, it's for Corny. It's payment for all those things he's manufacturing for them.
Payment? What is Corny making for Southwood?
Oh, I don't know, King Friday.
Do you know, handyman?
Oh, no, I don't, sir.
Well, there must be a lot of them.
Well, from the weight of this money, you can bet that there are. Be delivered to you. Good day,
Oh,
gentlemen.
yeah, good day, Mr. McFeely. Good day.
Did you see that large box full of money?
Oh, yes, sir. There must be an awful lot in there.
I wonder what Southwood's doing.
Well, maybe something for their school, sire.
Well, maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what I have created. This will be the test bed. So, what I have here is my stock G35 hat and basket and everything completely cut up and wrecked. The sending unit is in between these guys. So this is the brushless holly. This is the wiring. I elected to get rid of everything because it was all in the way. So this is the stock return, and it's going into a Radium Engineering Venturi siphon jet pump. I got that guy right there, Venturi pump kit. And then when I put the other pump in, I took pictures of this guy too. This is like an eBay -8 bulkhead right to a 3/8 barb with the crush sleeves and everything. So they make a 90. I found it afterwards, and Lance and a couple other people pointed it out, but not too big of a deal. But they make a 90 of this also. You can hit up Lance at Lance Drager. He has a bunch of companies where he works. I feel like he works for a lot of places. He's a wild man. He's making stuff and doing crazy things. So I got my Monkey Fab wiring bulkhead. I got the 4 wires for the brushless. I got 2 wires for the sending unit, all stuffed into a 8-pin Deutschwerks that I put on the stock connector. I put this connector in the car also, feeding this is the ground and sending unit for the fuel level, and then the 4 on this side is for the brushless. Same thing in the car. This still has full articulation, and all I have to do is attach the jet pump to this guy. Let me show you what the car looks like. Okay, so I am very happy to finally close this up. My garage stinks. So I got my fitting finally, and I got my hat and stuff over there. These are the sending unit wires. One easy way I can tell you that is I keyed the car on, and I touched all the wires till the sending unit went all the way from empty to full. Since it was disconnected, it went to full. So I touched the wires to the sending unit, wiggled it around, and it showed, you know, intermediates of full to empty. So now I know that that was it. So again, like I said, I got the brushless here. I got the eBay China Deutschwerks 8-pin, and I'm using 6 of them. Sending unit, brushless, so that makes it easy to connect to the hat that I made. And like I said, I got this is the return. The stock feed is going to be the return now. And then this is the siphon pump hose piece right here that goes onto the stock siphon fit connection. So I'm going to figure out what I got to do with that next and drop the hat in and finally seal this thing up and be done.
I often think about our children and our school, don't you?
Oh, you know I do, handyman. Now let's just have a meeting about what might be an appropriate something to buy for them.
Yeah, good, sir.
Now, which country do you think this is, class?
Well, with the mountain and everything, I think it looks like up above land, Miss Carol.
You're absolutely right, Daniel. Now, what about this one?